Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Now it's our final segment. Let's just wrap up what we've been talking about. Obama, in terms of his campaign for 2012, Obama can now say, look at what I can do for you, using my subversive soft power methods, using WikiLeaks, using the color revolutions, using the National Endowment for Democracy, using these slogans and logos and paraphernalia of the color revolutions, the CIA people power coup, the postmodern putsch. I can overthrow governments at very low cost. Look what I do I don't need bombing. I don't need huge armies of 150,000 people. I can just let loose Assange and then these groups on the ground and Al Jazeera, and we can overthrow governments. And I am the future of imperialism, is what Obama can say. And, of course, the objection might be, well, you can overthrow friendly governments, but can you actually overthrow a government like Iran, where the government is on the whole hostile and the U.S. ability is far less than it is in the case of Egypt? But Obama will say, no, I am the future. Now, I think as time goes on, it may, again, blow up in his face in the way that Iran blew up into Carter's face back 30 years ago, right? Obama is riding high now. He was looking very, very silly yesterday with egg all over his face after he boasted that Egypt was going to be overthrown. Today he can say, yes, I finally drove Mubarak out of power. The problem is, will you be able to control the regime that comes in now? And that is anything but guaranteed. But now let's catch up with the question of Obama's lack of constitutional qualifications. And for this, no better place to go than Phil Berg in Philadelphia, former Assistant Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we must always add. Hello, Phil.
Hi, how are you doing, Webster?
Fine.
So we have some hot news out of Egypt right now, but wouldn't it be nice if we could get Obama just to resign out of office also? I think many people in this country would applaud also.
Hey, Phil, if the CIA theory of mob rule holds good, you could get 10 or 15,000 homeless and unemployed to camp out in Lafayette Park for 2 weeks and demand that Obama resign, and anything else is unacceptable. And if you can't get Al Jazeera, you might be able to get Fox News, and then say, well, we demand, we're the youth of the country, we demand that Obama quit. And according to the new CIA theory, that should work, right?
It should. That'd be interesting. We'll work on that one on top of everything else. That would be good. I mean, the American public has to realize that change occurred in Egypt because the people stood together, and they should do in this country, either demand that Obama prove that he's constitutionally eligible or get him out of office. And again, I think we're the laughing stock of the world because I believe everyone knows around the world, the leadership around the world knows that he's a fraud, he's a phony, he's an imposter, and it's the biggest hoax against our country. I think Obama's being blackmailed right now. I think it's a disaster what's going on. We're getting ready to file another lawsuit. On top of that, we've just been tied up with certain personal matters here, but we're going to go after Darrell Issa to see if he can get the Government Oversight Committee. If they would hold one hearing, just one hearing, Obama would be out of office because they subpoena Obama, subpoena the record. And but unfortunately, everyone in Congress, Republicans, Democrats, they sound good being opposed to each other, but many of them are in bed with each other. We don't know what Obama has offered Isaac just to stay off the case, but we're going to keep pushing that. And the interesting one is where 10 states now, Arizona, Texas, and other states, are pushing legislation to say that anyone runs in the primary for the 2012 presidential, they must prove that they're constitutionally eligible to be president. So that's what we're working on right now, and it's the states are doing it. There's about 10 states doing it, and we really should have every state doing it. There's no reason every state doesn't pass that. And if they don't pass it, it's because they know that Obama is not constitutionally eligible to be president. And this is so important as what was just transpired in Egypt. It's very important what we do here in this country because right now our country is under attack, I believe, from inside. And that's what we have to protect ourselves from. Obama is fraud. Obama's a phony. I mean, these things, prove you're constitutionally eligible or you're out of here. And it's time that maybe the United States use an example of what the people did in Egypt, and they did everything and thanked everything to the Internet. So the Internet's there. We've been there. Last year our website was hit like 1 million hits a day. We want to build this up because the situation is worse. I mean, now, also what's interesting this weekend, CPAC convention in Washington, D.C., unfortunately I couldn't get there. I was there last year, but Donald Trump spoke last night, and he was very forceful. We don't know if he's going to run, but he said, many things that excited people. He's going to clean up this country. He's going to reinstill the USA as the proud nation it was in the past. So that could be very interesting. I'm going to contact him to see if he's got any guts enough to make a statement regarding Obama. If he does, Obama's out of there. So, he might not want to, because he might, if he runs for president, want to run against Obama and bring it out at that time. But it's very interesting, what transpired there. But we're going to keep up our efforts. If people, after your show's over, go to our website, obamacrimes.com, read it, send it to everyone in your address book, ask them to send it on. Say, we the people can stand up for our rights and get what is deserving of us, and that's the truth. We just want the truth. The truth is we want Obama out of there because he's not constitutionally eligible. It's a real sham what's going on. He's being blackmailed, and it's time the American public realizes that we together can do something. And I'm looking forward to cooperation from people. Just do everything you can. Show's over. Go to obamacrimes.com. Send it to everyone in your address book, and say, and ask your friends and associates and family members, are you willing to get behind us to show that Obama must prove he's constitutionally eligible now, or demand he resign from office? That's the issue. We can do it together, and I look forward to everyone's cooperation.
And so, when do you think your next lawsuit might go into action?
Another week or two. We're working on that right now.
Well, that's worth contributing to. I hope people will go to obamacrimes.com and give generously, because this is one of the main things we have going for us here in terms of maintaining the existing political system, I guess.
That's it. Well, pleasure, and everyone have a good weekend. And when the show's over, please go to your website. Send it to go to my website, obamacrimes.com, obamacrimes.com, and send it to everyone in your address book. It's cheap. You can do it real easy. And you can see what happened over in Egypt by people cooperating, people on the Internet. It works. So spread the word. And what I want is, if he's constitutionally eligible, fine, I'll go away. But I don't believe he is. This is a long time. He hasn't produced any documentation. Even Chris Matthews, from WNBC or MSNBC, has now stated that the document that Obama has put forth, which he claimed was the birth certificate, even he now claims that it's not a birth certificate. So there's no one. His supporters are dropping fast. The document he put up, remember, does not have the baby's weight, the baby's length, the hospital name, the doctor's name, and doctor's signature. This is what's on a long-form vault birth certificate. And he in one of his books, he said he found his birth certificate. So where is it? But really, forget the birth certificate issue. The key issue is really Indonesia. He was adopted in Indonesia. We have records on our website that his name's Barry Sotoro. His stepfather's Lolo Sotoro. When he went, and we have the school records saying Barry Sotoro, nationality being Indonesia, and religion being Islam. And we believe that he never went through immigration to change anything back. So his legal name is Barry Sotoro. Yes, you can use an alias, but not for fraudulent purposes, and that's what he's doing. So there's so much evidence against him, and the best is we have his step-grandmother, Sarah Obama, on tape, with her stating in Swahili, and we have the translations there, that she was in the hospital August 4th, 1961, when Obama was born in Mombasa, Kenya, Africa.
Okay, that's obamacrimes.com, and we'll see you again next week, Phil, and we're all looking forward to that next round of legal action. And we'll see you next week on World Crisis Radio. Remember, Twitter feed, Webster G. Tarpley, and tarpley.net, where you can pick up all the books that I've mentioned in today's program. See you next week.